What was your favorite part of the trip?
Definitely getting to spend time with the kids. We had a VBS every day, and it was just so cool. We got to like hang out with the kids, help them, and teach them about God. And it was just like amazing.
We had free time at the beginning of our VBS, and we were drawing chalk with the little kids. So I went up to this little boy named Marcos. He drew a heart, so then I drew a heart back to him, and then he connected our hearts with like a line. And I just thought it was really cool that even with like a language barrier, you're able to connect.
There was this little girl named Sandra, and she just like wanted everyone to hold her. Allison was just holding her for a while, so she gave her to me. And like within 5 minutes, I noticed that she was like particularly quiet, and I looked down and she was asleep. And it was really cool just to see that we were both strangers, but she just like found peace in me. I really liked that.
My favorite part of the week in Mexico was probably just seeing how easily the kids loved us. They gave us hugs and let us like carry them on our backs. They would come up to us, like Alan one time was carrying like one of our water jugs, and a couple of kids just like surrounded him and like took it out of his hands and like carried it all the way back to the bus, and like it was so easy for them to show us love.
My favorite part of the trip was probably just seeing the whole team work together to make this experience really special for the kids of San Marcos. At the beginning of the trip, we were challenged to spread light to San Marcos, to bring light there. And I think I really saw every single person on the trip take that challenge and kind of make it their own. And we all knew that we weren't sharing our light, that we were sharing God's light through us. Like, I think that was very clear in everyone's minds.
My favorite part was definitely the last day of VBS on Thursday, when it was pouring rain, it was lightning, thunder, but it was definitely my favorite part, because this one kid, I gave my sunglasses to him. He was like hanging out with me the whole time. It was really awesome.
My favorite part of the Mexico trip was seeing how God used us to reach the people in San Marcos without us knowing how He would do it. So He used us how we could not have used us, because He took our plans and changed them out with His plan. We were planning on having a church service on Mission House's new land, but it rained so much that we couldn't because it was so muddy. But He ended up having us have a church service in a different building, and that resulted in 2 people coming to Christ.
Over the whole week in Mexico, we had a house visitation team every morning, and there's like a group of 4 to 5 people per team, and we'd basically like go to each house in the village of San Marcos and just like talk to them. I got to experience praying for a lady named Irma, and she was having like throat problems, but like she spoke Mayan, so I obviously couldn't understand her, but there were like 2 other translators, so when I prayed it took like a few minutes before I could like say my next thing, and I thought that was really cool because I could still have like a relationship with a person who spoke Mayan and like talk about God and just have a relationship with God.
One of my favorite experiences was on Thursday. It was raining and pouring, and we were going to do VBS. We were going to do it outside. It was the last day, and we just couldn't do what we were planning. So we had to go in this building and figure out like everything like that we were gonna do just on the spot. It ended up working out so much better than any of us planned, and like God had such a bigger plan for that day. He brought people who wouldn't have heard His word in just because of everything that happened, and it was really cool for them to hear the gospel, and some of them came to Christ.